Joining us here on WHKY News, as he does each month, is District Attorney Scott Reilly from the 36th Prosecutorial District. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I know you're staying busy. It's a very busy time of year, and there was some legislation that we have reported on some here on WHKY that was passed this week by actually both bodies of the General Assembly, correct?
That's correct. The Senate is House Bill 307. It's referred to as Iryna's law. It's kind of a response to the fatal stabbing of the poor refugee who was fatally stabbed by somebody on the light rail in Charlotte a couple of weeks ago. It really brought to the forefront the need for criminal justice reform, especially in the area of pretrial release, especially with this this defendant who stabbed her, obviously in need of mental health treatment. Also, it was just appalling that he had been arrested some 14 times prior to this, was on pretrial release, and all he had to do to get out of jail on this last offense was to sign a written promise. So this is a direct response to that. It was passed by the Senate on Monday, passed by the House yesterday on Tuesday, and is now on Governor Stein's desk. The main thing that it would do would eliminate cashless bail, so you could no longer, for a violent criminal, just sign your way out of jail. You would have to post some type of secured bond with possibly electronic house arrest and GPS monitoring. The good news is it's not going to change much for Catawba County. We're already doing that in Catawba County. In fact, for violent offenders, we have a policy that defendants are not entitled to bond for violent offenses, especially if they have more than one or a violent history. So I'm glad that our legislature is addressing this. It's very important. It also addresses a couple of other things as far as oversight of magistrates that need to write down their written findings. If they are going to release somebody, they need to say why, especially if this person has a violent history. It also addresses, acknowledges that, we need mental health reform as well. And a lot of these defendants need mental health treatment. And in some of these cases, in addition to posting bond, magistrates and judges are required to require mental health treatment or evaluations for some of these people if the evidence shows that they need it. And
in this case, there is a clear history of the suspect in this case having had mental health issues that are documented. There's been discussion connected to some of his other crimes. So in this case, I mean, if this doesn't make a change there in the way that's approached, what will?
Right, it's the perfect test case as far as his documented history of prior violent offenses, as well as documented history of schizophrenia and mental health problems. The thing that bothered me even almost as much was the almost a zombie-like response from the other people that were around that poor woman after she was stabbed. The fact that the people on that train did nothing to come to her comfort or her aid, and almost seemed emotionless and lack of empathy, and it was really disappointing. Nobody knows what they would do in a situation like that, but I sure hope that I would have done something or that my family members would respond in a more feeling of compassion and helping and rendering somebody aid. And that was just as disappointing as anything else.
And it's all there on video. That's the thing, is that we've all seen exactly what happened there. And it's just such a tragedy for this Ukrainian woman who was making a life for herself in this country with her family. Any idea when the governor will act on this?
I'm hoping it's this week. Okay. Governor Stein has been, while he was Attorney General, he was actually in Catawba County, and I know that he is in support of some of the provisions that are in this bill. Whether it goes too far, I don't know, but I am very optimistic that he will sign it in the next couple of weeks.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and shedding some light on this, a really tragic event that obviously it made national and international news as well. But we appreciate you coming in and doing your monthly report, and we'll see you again next month.
Look forward to it. Thank you very much.
Scott Reilly, the District Attorney, 36th Prosecutorial District. That's Catawba, Burke, and Caldwell counties. He joins us each month here on WHKY News.